Hello, I'm Jocelyn.
And I'm Audrey.
And I'm Jack McCarthy.
Today we're here at the Veen Observatory. Come take a look.
Before you drive out to the observatory, head to the library and pick up a schedule of open nights. You can also check the Facebook page and the website of GRAAA. And if it's a cloudy night, they'll have to cancel, so you'll want to check that before you come out.
We have roughly about 12, 14 public nights every year. When you come out for one of those, you park down at the base of the hill, and then you get a nice opportunity to walk through the woods up to the observatory. And we have just a great lineup for you. We'll talk about that a little bit later as far as the moon and the planets and the deep sky objects.
Now don't forget to bring your bug spray, because as you can see, it's a little bit foresty around here. Make sure to keep those mosquitoes and ticks off of you. And also an important thing to note, do not bring your flashlight. You might be surprised to hear that, but the path is lighted and bright light can actually harm your eyes while you're trying to view space. Oh, hello, come on in. So this is the observatory's main waiting room. While you're waiting in here for the telescope, sometimes the lines can back up a little bit. You can watch a video on how the observatory was actually made. Now, fun fact, some of the members that built the observatory back in the 1960s are still active members today. So a lot of people are a treasure trove of knowledge. Ask great questions. They probably know the answers. Now you can see some of the pictures that some of the members have taken through astrophotography. Take a look. Some of this you can see through our very telescopes right at Veen. All right, so as you'll see, there are red lights in here, so do make sure you don't carry a flashlight up. Red light actually helps your eyes focus a little bit better between darkness and light. You don't want bright lights because your pupils will change too much and it'll make it hard to see things deep in space. Now, come with me upstairs. I want to show you our big telescope. Come on. Don't mind the winding staircase. It's worth the trip. Oh, hello.
Welcome.
Oh, hello.
Hey, welcome to the West Dome and the Jeffrey Bohr 16-inch telescope. Would you guys like to know a little bit more about the scope and how it works? Oh, okay. So as I mentioned, this is a 16-inch telescope. What that means is we have a mirror at the base here that's 16 inches in diameter. So when we're looking at something, we point the telescope from the open end there. It will collect the light from whatever we're looking at. It reflects it up to a second mirror, and then back down here is where we would put the eyepiece and do our actual observing. Now, you may be able to hear sort of a light mechanical noise. What that involves is because the Earth is rotating, we have to have the telescope set up that counters that rotation. So if we were looking at something right now, the telescope would maintain that position even with the Earth rotating. Now this telescope is completely computerized. I can't move it by hand at all. It's all done by this hand paddle and basically it's operating the computer here. What I do is I program in what I want to look at, and let's say we were going to look at the planet Saturn, for example. I simply hit enter and then go to, and the telescope will automatically go to what it is I've asked it to go to. So if it was nighttime and we were actually observing, you'll hear a beep in a minute. That tells me that the telescope has actually found the object that I told it to go look for. And of course, when we move the telescope, sometimes we have to move the dome as well. So we manually do that to make sure that we have a clear view to observe what we're taking a look at through the telescope. Oh, hello. A lot of times when people come up and they see this building, sometimes they think it's actually an outhouse, but it really couldn't be anything further from that. If we open it up here, and then we push the building back. You can help me, Jocelyn. This is actually the observatory's largest telescope. It's a 17.5-inch reflecting telescope. Let me give you an idea of what that looks like. So in the back there, what we're taking a look at is a 17.5-inch diameter mirror. So like the one upstairs, it collects the light and then shines it back to a secondary mirror up here. And Jocelyn, you're going to look through it for me here. If we were actually in the night sky, this is all a manual telescope, so you'd use the finder scope first, and then you would look through there in the eyepiece. This telescope is great for viewing anything, but in particular it's great for viewing very faint deep sky objects like galaxies and star clusters.
Oh, hello again. The Veen exists so amateur astronomers can actually learn from each other. If you come to an open night, you'll see a variety of different telescopes our own amateur astronomers have. So a lot of them are set up just for you to enjoy looking at various things throughout our solar system. If you have a telescope of your own and want to learn how to use it, feel free to visit one of their multiple telescope clinics throughout the year. There are 3 in the summer and 1 right around Christmas time. If you want to learn even more, they also offer public meetings and presentations throughout the year as well. You can learn so much from each other. Don't be intimidated if you don't know a ton. That's okay. Everybody has to learn from each other. Now, don't worry if you can't make it out here for an open night. One of the best ways to view space is in your very own backyard or near a park. Just bring a blanket, lay back and enjoy. Jack, can you tell us some of the things that we can see in the sky from this very observatory?
Yeah, you bet. I mean, one of the best things is taking a look at the moon, our closest neighbor in space. I mean, we can see mountain ranges, hundreds of craters, the flat Maria. We can see the general area where Apollo 11 landed. Going out from there, we have all the planets we can see, Mars, Venus. The 2 that are probably the most spectacular are Jupiter with its 4 Galilean moons, as well as Saturn. And you can see the ring system as well as the moon Titan orbiting around Saturn. Beyond Saturn, beyond the solar system, we take a look at star clusters, both globular star clusters, galactic star clusters. From there, we move on to planetary nebulas like the Ring Nebula, which is actually the remnants of a star that has exploded that we can see in the night sky. And then even beyond that, we leave our Milky Way and we end up going out taking a look at other galaxies. Probably the best one that's known, one of the neatest ones to observe is the Andromeda Galaxy. And in the constellation of Andromeda, it is a completely separate island universe out there that is very, very similar in size to our own Milky Way galaxy. Wow. Do you have a favorite?
Of course, Jupiter is my favorite. The rings of Saturn are gorgeous. The storm on Jupiter that's 3 times the size of Earth is magnificent to see. It's definitely a highlight for me. Now, you've used a lot of big words that maybe some people don't know the meanings to. So if you want to learn more, head down to the KDL library, grab a book, look it all up, make sure you come to an open night, and then you can ask all these geniuses here what they know. And of course, they know pretty much everything.
Hey, well, thank you. We look forward to seeing everybody out at the Veen Observatory.
Thanks, yeah.